Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Jambulkar. In this video, we will see loop structure in C++ programming language. So in previous video, we have seen there are three types of control structures. One is sequence structure, second is selection structure, and third is loop structure. Now what do you mean by loop structure? You see from this flow chart, it is very clear. So see here, whenever condition is true, again we are executing those statements. Again, if condition is true, again we are executing that statement. Again, if condition is true, again we are executing the statement. So this is the iteration. This is loop. So we are executing these statements until this condition is false, right? And this is called as loop structure. One simple example I will tell. Suppose we have to print hello world. So what? Suppose I want to print hello world 100 times. So what we will do? 100 times we have to put that cout statement, right? Cout hello world, cout hello world, cout hello world. Like 100 times we have to write, right? So if we use sequence structure, so at the time we have to write 100 times. But if we use loop structure, so say only one statement is sufficient. So what we will do? We will write cout hello world and we'll put in a loop and we will run that loop 100 times. This is called as a loop structure. How loop structure is implemented in C++ programming language? We have three ways to implement loop structure in C++ programming language. So what are those? For, while and do while. Now we'll see how actually programs are written. So see, here I have opened Visual Studio Code. Now see, in this folder we will create one file. I am giving name loop structure 1.cpp. Okay, so see, here we have added that program. We'll write code hash include iostream using namespace std integer main. Okay, now see some simple statement will write. Now see how for loop is written. What is syntax for loop? So see, for loop is written like this. For is keyword, then round bracket. Inside this round bracket, 2 times semicolon. So see, there is something, then here is also something, and here is also something. Means there are three things, and those three things are separated by the semicolon. Now see, beginning there is initialization. Then second is condition, and third is increment or decrement. Now see, so there are three things inside this round bracket. There are three things: initialization, condition, and third is increment and decrement. And this is our block. So in this block we can put any number of statements. Suppose see, if I write something like this, here if you put cout, and here I am writing hello world, and suppose any. Now see, this is a one statement, right? This is a one statement. But suppose I want to run this statement 100 times. So what I have to do? I have to initialize. Then here I have to put condition and I have to do increment and decrement. Now see how we can do. So see, we want to run this loop 100 times, right? So we have to initialize. So see, here we'll do some initialization. Suppose I am taking integer, a variable I am defining, integer I is equal to 0. Then I want this loop for 100 times, right? So see, this is initialization, and initialization happens only once. Means see, though we are running this loop 100 times, 200 times, 1000 times, but this initialization will happen only once. Then there is a condition. So suppose I am putting condition like this, 100. Now see, so see, I is equal to 0, right? And I less than 100. So condition we are checking. So just after initialization, then we are checking condition. Then we'll increment and decrement. So suppose I am incrementing I plus plus. See, I am incrementing the value of I. Now see how this loop will run. See, initially, so that I have told initialization will happen only once, right? So initially I is equal to 0. After that, just after that, condition will get checked. I is equal to 0. 0 is lesser than 100. Yes, condition is true. If condition is true, then it will execute this part. So one time we'll get hello world. Then see, this increment will happen at the end, means just before this curly bracket. This increment or decrement will be executed. See, again I am repeating. See, in the beginning, and this initialization will get executed, and that is for only once. Okay, only one time it will get executed. Before this part will get executed, means before this loop condition will get checked, and after this loop increment and decrement will get executed. Okay, before loop, before this block this, after block this. Now see, so I is equal to 0, then before this block only it will check condition 0 is lesser than 100. Okay, it is true, it will execute this. At the end of this block I will get incremented. Now I is equal to 1. Now again we are coming here. So see, initialization is just for once, right? It will get executed only once. Now see, next time, so no need to consider this now, right? So before block, now I is equal to 1, right? So I 1 is lesser than 100. Yes, correct, that's why loop will get run. So second time hello world they will get executed. After this again I will get incremented. Now I is equal to 2. Again I will come here. Now I is equal to 2, right? 2 is lesser than 100. Yes, loop will get run. Hello world will get printed. Then at the end of this, after this I will get incremented. So now 2 will be 3, right? Again we'll check 3 lesser than 100. Yes, condition is true, that's why we are running the block. So in simple words if I tell, so see, this condition will get checked before this loop, and after this loop there will be increment or decrement. Increment or decrement, right? So condition before this, condition before the block, condition before the block, and here there is an increment and decrement. Increment or decrement. Okay, so likewise for loop get executed. Now see, here I am writing one simple example. See, for here I am writing integer I less than 5, I plus plus, and I will use this loop to print square. So see, say out square of I. Okay, so we have to put in double quote square of I, so that will put in this double quote, and see, we have to print I, right? So here I will put is equal to, and after that we'll calculate I square, right? So I into I, right? And at the end L. Now see what we are doing here. So I, we have to initialize it. So here we'll initialize it with 0. So see, I is equal to 0. 0 is, so see, before block only, before this block condition will get checked. So 0 is less than 5, right? Condition is true, so loop will get done. So square of I is 0. So 0 square, that will be 0, right? Then after block increment decrement will happen. So see, I will get incremented, right? Now see, I plus plus means 1. So again now will come here. Then 1 lesser than 5, yes, condition is true, block will get run, right? And after this block increment will happen, right? Now I is equal to 2, because it will get incremented by 1. So likewise we can execute this for loop. See, we'll run this code and we'll find out what is the output. Loop structure 1.cpp. So we didn't get any error. Now see, A and tab we have to enter if we are running in Visual Studio Code. So see what I have done. A, because A was the output file, right? A was executable file which we got after the compiling this file. Press tab. Okay, now press enter. So here you can see we got this output. So square of 0 0, square of 0 1, square of 2 4, 3 9, 4 16. Likewise we got the output. So in this way loop is run. Now see, suppose we want to initialize this I before this. Can I do like this? I, likewise can we do like this? Let us see. So we'll compile, no compilation error, and we will run it. So we got same output, right? So it is not compulsory to declare or define this variable here. Before for loop also we can do this. Now see, suppose we want to print, or if we want to run this loop for infinite time. If condition is true all the time, so it will be infinite loop, right? See, same thing. Suppose I am putting something like this. Suppose here I am making I greater than, and here I am making -1. Now see, every time condition will get true, right? I is equal to 0, then I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2. Condition will be true every time, right? Now see, I have saved that program. Now we will compile it. Got compiled. Now we will run it. Now see. So here we got this infinite loop. See, it is running, right? Now see, to stop this, what we have to do, we have to press Control C, right? So now it has stopped, right? So in this way, we can create infinite loop. So this was one way, right? So see, I'm changing it, I'm making it 5, okay? And see here, we have incremented. Sometimes we may need to decrement also. That also we can do. As per our need, we can do that, okay? Now see, suppose here we have not mentioned initialization, condition and increment. What will happen? Let us see. Suppose here I am putting something like this, semicolon and again semicolon, and this is the loop. And inside this loop, suppose I am adding one statement. Suppose hello world, hello world. So see what I have done. So see there are three things, right? Inside this round bracket there are three things: initialization, condition, increment and decrement, right? But I have removed everything. Okay, simple for loop I have mentioned, and here I have put this statement hello world. Now see what will happen. Let us see. So we'll compile it. So no compilation error means we can do this. Okay, in C++ language we can do this. We didn't get any compilation error. Now see, we'll run this. So A and press tab. Okay, now press enter. Now see hello world is getting printed multiple times, infinite times, right? So see by this also we can create infinite loop. So if we remove this everything, so this loop will get run for the infinite times, right? Now see, to stop this infinite loop, what we have to press Control C. So this loop has stopped. Okay, so in this way we can create infinite loop. So I will comment this. So in this way we can use for loop. Now see, so we have seen this for loop, right? For loop. Now we'll see while loop. Now how while loop is used? See, for loop there are three things, right? Already I have told, this is the initialization, this is the condition, and this is increment decrement, right? For while loop what we have to do, see what is syntax for while loop. See, while, here we are putting condition. Now see, just before loop is over means there should be last statement. Here there should be increment or decrement, and before this there should be initialization. Now see, in for loop what we have done, in round bracket we have mentioned everything, right? There was initialization, second was condition, and third was increment and decrement, right? Here in while loop what we have done, initialization we have taken outside, right? Condition we have mentioned in round bracket, and then increment and decrement that we have mentioned. Same things we are using but in a different way. Now see, we'll create one more program, loop structure 2.cpp. Okay, so we'll write one simple code. I'll string using namespace std integer main, and here we'll write while loop. So see, same syntax we have to use, right? So this is initialization, now while, in round bracket we have to put condition, right? So same example we will take. See what are the example that we have taken here. Same example we will take. This is condition, right? And after that this is a block, right? And before this block means at the end, just before this curly bracket, right? Closing curly bracket, we have to increment or decrement. So I plus plus here we have written, right? So here we will do I plus plus, right? So see, initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Now see, what was there inside this loop? This thing, right? So that I am copying and here I am pasting it, right? So same thing, same loop. Here we have written by using for, right? Here we are writing by using while, right? Now see, we will run our code. Let us see what output we will get. So see, we will compile it first. So program name is loop structure 2.cpp. A, that is because it is an output file. Tab, enter. So see, same output we got. Whatever the output we got in this program, same output here we got, right? But here we have used while. In previous case we have used for, right? Again, same thing. Suppose we want to create infinite loop. So how we can create infinite loop? If condition is true all the time, so it will be infinite loop, right? So see, suppose in this example only, suppose I want to make infinite loop. So what I can do, see, same example here I am putting. Now see, one thing we'll try. Suppose I am removing this, right? Because that we have tried in for loop, right? In for loop we have removed everything, but it was okay, right? We can do this thing in C++ language. We can remove everything. Is it possible if you are using while? Let us see. If we compile this, we got the error, right? Expected primary expression before this. When compulsorily there should be something, right? Some condition should be there. Now see how to create infinite loop while using while. So see, if I mention 1, 1 stands for true. That is condition is true. If I make it 1, that means it is true. Condition is true. Now see, every time condition will be true, right? Condition will be true all the time. And as condition is true all the time, it will be infinite loop, right? See, we'll run it, let us see. So got compile, a tab. Now see, we got this infinite loop, right? Why we are getting this infinite loop? Because see, here I have mentioned 1. 1 means true. So condition is true all the time. Every time condition is true. And that's why we got this infinite loop. Now to stop this infinite loop, we have to press Control and C. Okay? It got stopped. Now see, instead of 1, if I mention true, still it is okay. It is a boolean value, right? We will check it. So we'll compile, no compilation error, a tab. Now see, so here we got infinite loop, right? So previously we have mentioned 1, now here we have mentioned true. So both we can use. 1 also stand for true only. True, this is a boolean value. So by this also we can get infinite loop. Always, every time condition is true. That's why this loop will run for the infinite time. Now to stop this loop, Control C. So our loop got stopped. So in this way we can use this while. So I will make it comment. I will comment this out. So we have seen for and while. Now third is do while. Do while is just similar to while, but syntax is different. See, while we have seen. So before while there is initialization. This while is keyword. Then here is condition and then increment and decrement, right? For the do while, see syntax is like this. Do is again a keyword. Now see, here is block. Okay, and here we can have the any statement, right? Any statement we can put, and just before this there can be increment or decrement. Increment or decrement. Here can be increment and decrement. And while we are writing here we are writing condition. And before do we can write initialization. Only syntax is changed. See, initialization, then do is keyword. This is our block, right? See, in while we are writing condition first, right? While and condition we are doing, and here we are writing condition at the end, right? While condition, and here is increment and decrement. So only syntax is changed. There is one famous question: what is the difference between while and do while? So one difference is in syntax, right? What is the second and most important difference? See, here we are checking the condition, right? So before running block first time, we are checking the condition. If in the beginning only condition is false, so this block will not get run single time, right? But in do while, now see, in do while, we are running block and then we are checking the condition. Suppose in the beginning only condition is false, but see, we are checking condition at the end of the block. But before that we are running this block, right? So when we are using do while, at least one time this block will get run, right? At least one time block will get run, because we are checking condition at the end. Though in the beginning only condition is false, still this block will run one time, right? But in while, if condition is false in the beginning only, then this block will not get run, right? So this block can be run 0 or multiple time, and for do while this block will get run minimum one time and maximum it can be anything, right? So it should run minimum one time, and in while it should run minimum 0 time, right? So this is the difference between while and do while. Now see how to write code. So see, same example we'll take, but now we'll use do while. Create loop structure 3.cpp. Okay, this file is added. Now see here, we'll write simple code hash include iostream using namespace std integer main. Okay, now see, instead of while we'll use do while. So see, what is syntax? This is initialization. So here it should be equal to, after this do is keyword. Now see here, so see by default we got it. See here we have to write code and this is the condition. So see here I am putting the same condition, I less than 5, and here we have to write code, right? So same code will take. So this code will copy, see out this. Okay, same thing we have done. Now see, so this is initialization, this is code, right? And before this, before end of this block, we have to do increment and decrement, right? So see, initialization, increment, decrement, this is the condition, and this is the statement. So any number of statement can be there. So same example, but by using do while. Now see, so we'll run our code. So we'll compile it first. No compilation error. Now we'll run it. A tab. So see, same output we got. Square of 0 is 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, 4, 16. So in this way we can use do while. And in the same way, suppose we want to make infinite loop. So what we can do? We have to make this condition true all the time, right? So if you make it 1, or if you write true, or we are putting some condition which will be true all the time. So by that way we can create infinite loop. So in this way we can use for, we can use while, and we can use do while in C++ language to create loop or iteration. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will get notification of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.